This is a front strut replacement on a 2004 to 2009 Bombardier Can-Am Outlander 330, 400, whichever you have. This here is the front strut assembly as it would come off the bike. And over here we have the spring compressed with a spring compression tool, the new strut, and the old strut with the collars that hold the spring on. The device we used was a coil spring compressor from Harbor Freight China Tools to get the spring off the strut. And it goes a lot easier if you have a air tool ratchet than doing it by hand. Once you have the strut assembly removed from the bike, go ahead and put the bottom end of the strut in a vise, just like that. Now we're going to put the spring compression tool on the side and start screwing it down so that the spring gets compressed. When you put the spring compression tool on there, you want to make sure that you get the hooks hooked real good inside the spring there, as far down as you can go. And then the upper hook's going to go as far up as you can go so you can get the most compression as possible. Put one on each side and then start compressing the tool down. Once you get the spring compressed enough, both collars there will be loose and come right off. And you just go ahead and slide them right off the shaft. They're both going to be flush up with the top of that, or the bottom of that catch right there. And then you just slide the spring right off the strut. Once you get the spring off, that's what it looks like. You got the spring there, the old strut there, and we got the new strut right there. Comes with a little foam protective cap for the threads when you get it new from the dealer. The part number on it is Bombardier part number 706200501, and I believe they work for any year 2003 to 2009 Outlander 330 or 400. Take your new strut, put it in the vise with a cloth of some kind. I got a microfiber cloth there to stop from scratching it up. Go ahead and slide the spring over top and then put the collars on. Once you slide the spring on the strut assembly, just use the bumper here and pull the strut assembly up through the top of the spring so that you can get the collars on there and then start loosening the spring. You got two different collars here. The smaller, thinner one there goes on top of the spring and underneath the spring catch right there, and then the thicker one you put on top and slide it in there. And you want to make sure that both openings there are not together. You want to have them across from each other so that there's no direct opening. The collars are kind of hard to get in there depending on how much you have the spring compressed, so if you pull up on the strut and slide it down at an angle and up in there, it'll snap up in there, and then both collars are nice and tighten there, and we'll loosen it up and let them tighten up. Alright, we got the new spring on there, or the old spring on the new strut. You can see that it lined up pretty good up top. Collars look nice. We made sure that we kept those 3 painted marks where they were on the old strut. I don't know if that makes a difference, but just in case everything lines up right. Now we have both of our new strut assemblies with old springs ready to be installed back onto the Outlander.